Hi everyone, welcome to the Traveling Knitter channel. It is 2022, which is like 2021, such a mouthful. 2022, also like such a mouthful. So many syllables, like, and that's like the shortest we can get, right? Like, instead of 2022, 2022. Gosh, like, if I don't know, but I think if I wasn't a native English speaker, that would be really difficult to say because it kind of is a tongue twister on its own. Okay, welcome to my channel. My name is Steph and I live in Columbus, Ohio. Side note, I'm kind of thinking of changing the titles of the videos to just be the date of the podcast episode instead of the number. I don't know. Does anyone else have opinions on that? I like having a numerical countdown or something. But I'm kind of thinking dates are going to be something I like, maybe? I mean, the date is already in the video. I'm not sure. Not really sure. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of doing something different there. Okay. Like, what? See this? I tried today, guys. I tried. Oh, let's jump into things and let's start off with, where is it? A finished object. Okay, this looks huge on camera. And I'm sorry if you can, well, it's not that I'm sorry. I'm just gonna acknowledge if you can hear the people that are outside. I don't know if they're in front of the gym or if they're in front of the bus stop and they're just being really loud, but I can distinctly hear them talking. But anyway, we've got a finished object and look at that adorable progress keeper. This was in the Sweet Sparrow Knits Advent Calendar of 2021. It's very cute. It's very aesthetically jewelly. She doesn't dye naturally, but her colorways and her vibe is very woodsy, foresty, cottagecore. I'm into cottagecore. I like it. And I'm gonna take this out. So it looks like I basically knit this entire hat, and this is the Everyday Slouchy Beanie by Dragon Horde Yarns. So what you basically knit, the brim is a double brim, and I love it because you don't actually do any sewing, which is fantastic. So you knit a certain amount and then you fold it over, you do what the instructions say, and then there's some increases. So essentially I knit the rest of the brim, did whatever I needed here, and then knit all of this. So this is what the majority of the past 2 weeks has been spent working on, and I love it. I love this hat. So let me take the progress keeper off. It is missing a pom-pom. I think it'd be really cool to get a burgundy red pom-pom. That's what I'm wanting. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need to go on some pom-pom websites today and purchase that. But let me put it on. It looks like a chef's hat. Okay, what do we think? Is that really cute? Does the color clash with my hair? Maybe just a little bit. Actually, it's not that bad. I think it's definitely going to look better when my hair is the next color that I'm going to go for, which is this is maybe a year in the future, because I like to gradually change my hair color, you know, trying not to kill it more than I already have. I mean, rant, my hair is so thin. This is the least amount of hair I've ever had in my life. Oh, there you go. That's it. That's all of my hair that's in the front here. Normally there's a lot more. But anyway, my plan is to go, if you've seen, Cruella and oh my god, what is her name? The actress, Emma. Big fan of her. Okay, can't remember her name for whatever reason. I'm thinking of Emma Watson, Emma Thompson, and not her. But she is Cruella. She has like a maroony, burgundy, brown colored hair, and that's what I'm gonna go for. So I think that will look fantastic with this hat. And I mean, I really like it. I think it looks really cute. I think hats always look really nice with curly hair. Do we agree? It doesn't matter if you agree or you don't agree. My hat, my head, my hair. So with this hat, I will say I did knit more than what the pattern said. And really it's just because I knit to what I thought, then I looked at it and measured and realized I had knit like half an inch further, and at that point I was like, that's fine, half an inch, but really half an inch, and it ends up being more than that because of my loose knitting and my gauge. So it is, I'd say probably at least an inch longer, more fabric than the hat calls for. And then once I add the pom-pom, it's probably gonna pull it down. I will say, because the brim is so big and the brim is pretty tight, but like tight in a good way, that I don't think the pom-pom's gonna pull the hat off my head. I could be wrong here, but I'm thinking this is good. Okay, I'm like really not enjoying whatever is happening with the curls right here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm really liking this, and I would totally knit another one of these. I think it looks great. Gosh, with dark hair and like neon yellow, how awesome would that be? I've been obsessed with neon yellow. Not that I've knit anything with the neon yellow skeins that I have, but yeah. So like when I'm not wearing the hat, it looks crazy big, but then when you put it on your head, fix my hair, it looks better. Do we see this? Yeah, the very first time I went to do something to my bangs, I burned my forehead, which, if that's not like a sign of how I'm gonna hate my bangs. Anyway, completed object, hat. I'm hoping to take some finished object photos next weekend. Just probably like one sweater, maybe a scarf, and then a hat, because it's gonna be so cold, so I won't be able to do outfit changes, but that's the goal. Next up is this guy in a project bag I made myself. And this is the Snowdrop headband by Along Avec Anna, which this is a free pattern. And this is what I've got so far. Not very far, just knit probably an entire repeat since last time you saw this, but again, I did a lot of work on that hat. That was a lot of knitting to get that done. So here it is. There's the headband. My mom would like one of these headbands, so I'm thinking of using the leftover yarn from this, so just the Surrey alpaca, which is where you get the speckles from. So I'm thinking of using the Surrey alpaca, and then I'd love to get like another skein. Oh my gosh, I didn't even talk about the yarn. I'm sorry guys, I'm like doing terrible today. The yarn is 29 Bridges, and the colorway is Storm was the gray, and then I can't remember what the speckled was. I'll put that on the bottom of the screen since I don't remember. This yarn, this is Cumulus by Fiber Spates. That's the Surrey alpaca in the Rust colorway, and then the thicker yarn is Kelborn Woolen's Camper in the Sunflower Heather colorway. So what I'm thinking of doing, so I'll most likely be using up all of this, hopefully, or at least sort of close to it. And and this is for me. And the other headband, I'll make another one for my mom. I want to use the leftovers of the Surrey alpaca from the hat. And then I want to see if Camper comes in a red color, because I think that would look really cool. I don't know if you would see the speckled variations, but I think that would be really nice. So that's my goal. First, I'm gonna look in my stash if I have any sort of 100% fingering weight red yarn. You know, honestly, I probably do, but I don't want to break into a full skein, especially since I'm only gonna need about 25 grams. So that is this guy. Predictions, this will be finished by the next episode. I think I'm going to, like, this will be my TV reading knitting. In the Withering Sheep bag, which I heard yesterday that she no longer makes bags, which is really sad because it's one of the cutest bags that I have. And in here is a sweater whose name I can't remember, but it's this one. It's that test knit. I'm currently, so here's where we were last time, right here. And I finished the color work and I am onto the body, and I am alternating skeins, which you can sort of see, right? Like there's definite striping. But you know what? It's better than having the pooling. So this yarn is sweet, or not sweet, it's Passion Yarns, and it's a 75-25. This is the espresso colorway, it's the purple. And then I think the other one's Sand Dunes. Yeah, Sand Dune is the off-white color. So I am officially done with that off-white, and I took it out of the project bag, and I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, but it's like a perfect, you know, scrap to have, because I feel like a white is just, you're bound to find something for it because it goes with everything. I'm really loving this. I can't wait to knit it. I have about like under 2 inches to go before I separate for the sleeve. So the body is, you know, it's not cropped, which is definitely not the norm right now, but it has this really long ribbing, and we'll see how it works. And maybe I need to like fully like just block it really well, and then it'll be more of a boxy shape without coming in. So like I said, I've got less than 2 inches to go before I split for the front and back and sleeves. I definitely have a ton of yarn. This is the original skein still, and I have, you know, started into the other skein, and then I have one more, so I'll absolutely have yarn left over for this project. The next projects I have are some socks, and I did work on both of these. So I'll show you the one with less less work. And again, it is these guys. So I did add a progress keeper from where I was last. So I did a little over one pattern repeat. And my progress keeper is a maple leaf, and it says Canada on it. These are the Snowfall socks by Tabitha Gandy. And the yarn I'm using is some Knit Picks Hawthorne in, I think it's Vancouver, which is kind of fitting, right? Canada, Canada. So with the yarn, it is pretty difficult to see the patterning. If you kind of like turn it at the light, you can see it okay, but typically, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, my apartment doesn't have overhead lighting except for in the kitchen and the bathroom. So like here, there's nothing. So right now it is like in the middle of the day, or like a couple hours past afternoon. And so the sun is actually starting to go down because it's winter. And like this is as, other than if the sun is like shining, it's very cloudy today. What am I going at? This is as light, this is as much light as I will get because I have all the lights on in my apartment right now, which is ridiculous. As a crafter, I like bright lights. I feel like if you're not a crafter, then you like that like yellowish, more mellow mood lighting. But as a crafter, it's like really hard to see. It's also not that enjoyable to read in, personally. I like it bright, unless it's like going to bedtime. So yeah, that's these. Last time I talked about how I'm not a big fan of Hawthorne. Nothing's changed in the 2 weeks since then and the 4 years since I bought this. Hawthorne's just not my favorite because I don't like the way that it's plied, because it's like bumpy. So there's sock number 1. And then I worked on my self-striping sock. I don't know when the last time was that I showed this. So I started this before Halloween, and I had cast on the blue, and I was right here, and I added this Progress Keeper. This is a little bit heavy for the socks, so I'm looking forward to moving it up. And I knit a complete repeat of the stripes. How cute is that? Oh, so adorable, so adorable. I wish it was a 5-stripe repeat, but it's not, it's 4. So it's this gray, yellow, purple, and orange, which honestly, why am I telling you that? You have eyes, you can see. Anyway, so I did a full repeat because I wanted to show what it looked like. And then I went ahead and cast on the other sock and did all of the ribbing. So you can see I've already cut my end. So basically, as soon as I finish these, or get to the toe, I can immediately cast on with the stripes on these. So I'm loving that. I like to knit socks concurrently because I just like it. I like having the socks going at the same time so that I, when I finish the socks, I can wear them because I'm, not reliant on having to knit an entire sock still. The yarn looks like this, and it is Night Owl Fibers. The dyer is Rachel Paulson, and I got, and the colorway is Haunted Owls. It's a 75-25. I got this at Stitches Midwest the very first time I went, and it's the very first like wound up self-stripe like this. I had purchased turtle pearls, I think. I had purchased 3 skeins of turtle pearls self-striping, but then this was my second ever self-striping purchase. It's like, why do I need to remember these facts? I don't know. But I think these are gonna be great. Yes, it's like a Halloween colorway, but also I think with the blue, it kind of tones it down in that it's just these colors in a stripe. I don't know. I think it takes away from the Halloweenness. If I had done black, very much Halloween, but I don't have any black minis. Looks cute. Loving it. Honestly, I'll probably have at least one of those self-striped socks done by the next time I podcast as well, because just straight up knitting is something that I can do when I am in meetings that don't require me to be taking notes or have like laser focus. So like informative meetings, I have way less of those meetings than I did at my last job. Although I will say I have way more meetings in this job than I did at my last job. Like, way more meetings. Anyway, those are in a bag that my one of my friends got me. It says my name, and it has this cute little heart on it. I like this bag. It's perfect for progress. It's perfect for projects. And the last project is in my Fringefield bag. This is probably my most used bag. I love it. I love these bags. I need to make more. This is, I got the name wrong last time. And again, the printed piece of paper doesn't have the name on it. It's like Best Friend Shawl or Shawl, Circle of Friends Shawl or something like that. It's by Hohi Locatelli. And it is baubles all over. This is like the first thing that I've done with this many baubles. Like I did a hat that had some baubles. I actually really like, I feel like a lot of times people complain about how they have problems with the baubles staying on the front. Like look at how those baubles are there. I mean, this works great for keeping the baubles up. So I was above the second line of baubles, and now I've just completed another bauble section. I'm at like over 200 stitches. There are over 40 baubles, or at least 40 baubles on this last row. That took me like over an hour to do all these baubles. It was kind of a pain, I will say, to do all these baubles, but I think it looks really great. The yarn is yarn that I dyed myself using Knit Picks yarn, and I love it. I love the main color. Like it's gorgeous. I love it. I'm not holding this up without moving, am I? So obviously it's gonna go like that, but here it is. I am a little nervous that, well, I know I'm gonna run out of yarn. This is how much I have left. I'd say it's probably 60 grams. And I'm not halfway done with the shawl. So this is what the shawl looks like. So you can see I am here. So I need to do this and this. And then that one piece of stripe. So I mean, I may have enough. I might. It may end up working. And honestly, if I'm gonna run out, it's gonna be in this bigger stripe. And at that point, I can add a different color in and then use that other color as the tassels. So that's my game plan. Here's the other skein. I don't think I'm gonna run out of yarn for that. So alternatively, instead of laser focusing on the headband and most likely the sock, I could just laser focus on this and get pretty far, because this, other than the baubles, it is very mindless and, you know, really nice to knit. To be honest, everything that I'm actively working on is pretty mindless other than the headband. So yeah, everything is very like stockinette, simple little bits of purl. And I'm itching to cast some more things on. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm doing I have two videos planned. So the first one is just going to be looking at my stash and talking about some of the sweater quantities that I have. I love videos where people show their stash. I'm not gonna do like an entire show your stash because that would end up probably being like a 2-hour or longer video. Gosh, especially if I talk about every single one of those skeins. So I think I'm just gonna do, like, I'll pick a spot in my yarn cubby to talk through the yarn that's there and the ideas that I have for those specific skeins. And then I'm gonna do another video, which is where I pick yarn, run through my pattern process. To be honest, I typically pick the pattern first and then I look at my yarn. That's more often what I do. So we'll see about that. But that video is going to basically be me doing my selection process and then knitting on that item. I'm not sure if I'll keep it a secret and not include it in another video. I don't know. We'll see about that. But I'm going to do like the beginning part at least in a separate video, and we'll see. Maybe that's fun, maybe it's lame, and then I won't do it again. But those are the ideas that I have so far. And with that, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the latest podcast episode. Let me know what you guys are working on. Are you also like in the midst of very simple, easy project, or are you like wading your way through something extremely cabley? Like what are you actually not necessarily in the mood for, but what are you currently doing? Because I'm in the mood for everything, and I'm currently working on boring things. Boring, not necessarily in a bad way, just, you know, easy peasy stuff. Anyway, if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can follow me if you would like, and if you are not already. I personally don't like to set notifications, so I'm not going to tell you to do that, but know that you can if for whatever reason you want to. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.